Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to my IELTS Spoken English Practice Lesson 1. It's Sunday morning here in the UK, and our local time is 6:31, which is the UK time at the moment. So, we're going to have some conversation with my subscriber as soon as he's in. So, in that case, I'm to wait a little bit. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. How are you doing today? So I'll suggest that if you can send me the hop on request, it'd be great. It's good afternoon from Malaysia. Welcome, one. Okay, so dear viewers, once again, this is the another new monthly lesson. We'll have 8 lessons the whole month, twice a week, and obviously each lesson is minimum an hour and maximum 90 minutes. Right on, you'll find a video symbol button, video cam, or hop on. You have to just click on it.
Hello, hi. Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. I'm happy to see you one.
Yeah, actually, I plan to use my laptop, but I couldn't use my laptop because it's updating now. But it's been updating for half an hour.
Okay,
So
that's great.
I need to use my phone, my
That,
mobile phone.
that's all right. So, how are you doing today?
Yeah, good. What about you, sir?
I'm fantastic. Thank you very much.
This is the first time that I joined your live stream. No, no, not live stream. Hop on your live stream.
Thank you very much.
But I've been following you.
Okay, so like to tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, my name is Wan from Malaysia, 34 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Currently actually I'm working as a lawyer in Malaysia. Mostly my area of practice is on conveyancing, which is related to the preparations of the documents of selling and purchase of the property. And I'm here to improve my English because I think my weaknesses are on my vocabulary, my spoken language, and also maybe my grammar. So I need to improve all of them.
IELTS tips, but you need these 3 sections. Okay, so let me write it.
Correct.
Number 1 is vocabulary. Hang on a moment. Let me share the screen. That we'll focus on it.
Correct.
Then grammar. Have you been doing the job?
Almost 10 years.
you think that these things are needed for your
But my English is easier for with class. My English, but if I have a good if I have a good one to come the mind by the people because influence.
Go on. I like to listen.
I'm a bit jealous. Yeah, I'm a bit jealous of you because you can speak English well. Yeah, even though English is not your native speakers, right? So I was wondering how can the people, a non-native speaker, can have a good, they improve their vocabularies, and I think maybe because on the maybe just sometimes we know the word is still, but sometimes pick up take how kind of things, and if you don't mind, your English is quite good, yeah, as we know, it's good because since you are a teacher, so is it, if you don't mind to share with us, is it you have kind of English when you getting older, or you use English at your home during your childhood time?
All right, I'll explain everything. Let me know a little bit more about you. So, my question,
Oh, okay.
so how long have you been learning English? Was it from your school, the English subject?
From a school,
Hmm.
but I think from school, and when I was in university, my English is also not so good. I think I can say that I am improving a bit since last year, maybe last year,
Hmm.
because I joined Hello on the times, and Hello is assisting a lot, helping me a lot in terms of understanding about grammar. Uh, and it encourages us to communicate with the people. So we get to know people all over the world through Instamatch, and I built up my confidence actually through Hello. And if before this, as I said, I improving last year since during the pandemic, right? During the COVID-19. So on that time, my country was on lockdown, so I cannot go. I cannot go to work. So I install this app and I communicate with people using Hello apps through InstaMatch. And on that time, I build up my confidence to speak. If before this, I think if you met me last 3 years or last 4 years, I might not be able to converse and communicate even like this. So that's the problem, sir.
Okay, no problem. I'm listening. I like to listen to more
Yeah.
to find out in which section of spoken English you need my help. You're right. English is my second language, like you, and obviously, uh, we studied English. As born in Bangladesh, let me share. So from the primary school, from the class one, English was like a subject. Okay, so we learned like the basic A, B, C, D, and other rhymes. As you go through, there was different books, but I was never good at English up until year seven or class seven. Uh, in those days, we had like exams, yearly exams, and I always got very bad marks, only pass marks. The exam was 100 marks total. I used to get maybe 34, 35. I passed very difficult way, and my parents were not happy. My brothers were very unhappy and always, you know, they showed their dissatisfactions. So what happened when I was in class 8 or year 8? I had a nephew of my same age who was a little bit elder than me. Uh, he was one class above. So he was in 9, I was in 8. He was also weak in English. So one day he said to me that he learned grammar from a local teacher from a school. And he said to me, I will teach you grammar. Do you have time? I said, yes. I need to know grammar because I'm always, I make mistakes in every exam and I get very good, very bad marks, not satisfactory mark even. So what happened then? I learned grammar from him within 3 months, the basic grammar. And after that, you know, I I got motivation from my side. And I asked my brother, would you please buy an English grammar book that's written in English, not in my mother tongue? Then I said, yes. So he bought a grammar book. I think I remember it. It's a British grammar book, Nesfield, the writer. It is one of the famous books still. And he helped me a lot to explain, my brother, my nephew. And when I, mastered the grammar within 6 months, I found that wow, it's like a magic. So whatever I write, my written English is correct, though I was not good at speaking that time. Okay, my speaking or the spoken English developed later. So I mastered up the written grammar or written English, and within a year of time, my situation changed. I always got the highest mark in English in my class. Okay, other students were now interested to know how I developed it. Anyway, let me go quickly. So when I was in year 11, I had a friend, school friend, and I said to him out of interest that if he can help me giving English books because I knew that he had a family library. All are full of English books. He said, okay, come with me. Let me introduce to my brother and my parents, who are the in charge of the family library. Wow, you didn't believe that. I went to their home. He had a family library book around possibly more than 7,000 books, mostly British literature and American literature. But those books are very high class. As you say, I was not a student of English background. But anyway, I said to them, okay, let me give it a try. So I took, there are different levels like beginner, advanced, pre-intermediate, intermediate, different kinds of books. I started from the beginner level. I read one book. I felt more interested to read. So this is how I learned my English language and vocabulary. As I have listened to you, I have found that you need few sections of the English language to develop yourself. Your fluency is fine. You need grammar that is noticeable, vocabulary, and obviously basic pronunciation, which is very much important. As English is your second language like mine, it is better for you and for us to know the basic pronunciation tips, how the words should be sound. Okay, and don't worry about the accent. And accent is not a matter in the Western countries as you have got good pronunciation. Okay, if you pronounce the sound correctly, probably you can develop your own accent. You don't have to sound like the British or the American or the Australian or the South African or New Zealander, but it's important to have good pronunciation. And in another word, your accent is the direct reflection of your pronunciation. Okay, one,
Yeah.
that's great. So I have noticed some of this, today's your explanation, but whenever I'm sharing the screen, it is going through on and off. I don't know the reason why. It maybe they are updating the app possibly. So our focus would be vocabulary, spoken English, and grammar. Let me amend few words you have used this morning. People, is it singular or plural?
Plural.
Okay, remember that if it is a plural, we don't need to use as.
Yes.
No s is required when you're making plural again. A plural itself is a plural, so I've hard used people's few time, but we use people as a possession like peoples. Okay, and you can say like this, like government of the People's Republic. When you're telling any country's names, Republic, like governments of the People Republic of say Bangladesh or say India or Pakistan, whatever. It's just an expression, okay? And you have pronounced the name of your country very correctly, Malaysia. Most of the people do not uh, pronounce it correctly. Similarly, remember that if you find this word SIA, it sounds like Z, not Shia, it's Zia, Asia. For example, Asia, Malaysia. Similarly, Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Okay, well done in that case. And also, vocabulary is the word. It is generally used as a plural. We do not use any
Okay.
S. Okay, we need so you need to know vocabulary. You need to know grammar, and you need to know some techniques of spoken English. Okay, two things are always needed to describe any topic. Number one is vocabulary, and number two, the basic grammar rules, which will help you how you can create the sentence within a within the short time, like 2 to 3 seconds. Then you can um, present yourself. I understand as a part of your professional life.
So
Sometimes do you email to your client? Do you need to write emails,
yes,
letters? Okay.
yes,
Um, you have to bear in mind, actually we all have to bear in mind, when we are writing official email, these official letters or emails are academic professional letters, and we must follow that procedure. I'm sure you don't have any problem writing emails. Okay, similarly, when you're speaking, we need to understand what kind of environment. Okay, in our lives always there is formal environment and informal environment. Do you know which is a formal environment one?
when we are in a uh, formal occasions.
Yeah. And how do you define
Like
this word formal?
maybe when we are in a meeting with clients
Mm-hmm.
attended by the um, uh, by what
Go on. You're doing great.
okay, formal means maybe when we need to attend a meeting with our clients, which is conducted in a formal way, and non-formal maybe when we have finished the meetings and we go to have some meals after the meeting. So that one is maybe considered as informal. I'm not sure, sir. Maybe that's my answer. Maybe
Okay.
might be.
Another important matter for you, I've just noticed, even though sometimes you think that you're making mistake, make it deliberately. Don't worry. Remember that one basic important feature about the spoken English is that even though we make mistakes, keep talking. Don't stop.
TikTok.
Okay. Don't be confused. Don't say that maybe you're sure, but that also you're mistaken, possibly. Remember, spoken English, we accept mistakes, we accept wrong expressions sometimes, but when it's the matter of written English, it needs to be correct. Though if you have correct grammar, correct expression in spoken English, your conversation would be amazing. People would love to hear you. Okay. I will give you one homework today for you. Number one is vocabulary. how you can learn. Number two, complex and compound sentence. Do you know what are those two sentences?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you an example. The reason is that because you have got clients all over the world, and you need to talk to meeting. Uh, I'm going to give some more hints for that. Okay, first we need to know what is informal environment or informal situation. If you understand informal or non-formal we hardly use. We use informal. Okay. One important matter is that one. The way I'm trying to explain, I follow the British pronunciation techniques. So in British pronunciation, you'll very often hear that R is silent for me, for if, and T is strong. Okay. Whereas in American pronunciation, R is like a stronger R, like brother, sister. But in British pronunciation, we don't say brother, it's a brother, simply sister, mother. And T is strong, like water. You see, R is silent, T is strong. But an American will not say water, they'll say water. T sound like D, flap T. So the reason for explaining, because I try to follow the British pronunciation techniques, British IPA. And when I'll be explaining, I'll explain both for you. British first, then the American. Okay. All right. Our planning is it's 8 lessons only, if you remember. So we have got 8 lessons. Okay. But as a matter of fact, I heard that though it is 8 lesson and live session, I've got few other live sessions. You can join other live sessions too, because the system will let you join. So I'll suggest you, if you have time, you can join the other live session whenever you see me. It will have a good practice. Okay.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
Great. So 8 lessons. I'm going to first 2 lesson would be we'll focus on speaking techniques. Next 2 lessons would be listening and speaking, both. Next 2 lessons would be reading and speaking. The last two would be all together. Okay. uh, Listening, reading, and speaking. Okay. We have to remember one, an hour or maybe 90 minutes is not enough for you. I can give you the lessons, guidelines, and instructions, but you need to practice yourself. Okay. uh, I have to remind you, the best British teacher or the American teacher can give you lessons. Who is going to practice? It's you. At the end of the day, it is you who have to motivate yourself that, oh, let me do the homework. It is for my development in my career and understanding and spoken English. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So you will, and every section will cover this vocabulary, spoken English techniques, and grammar. So in order to know your vocabulary, I need to ask you, do you read books every day?
Mm, I don't read books every day, but I now I started to use another apps to improve my vocabulary every day.
Okay. And what's the name of that? Sorry.
Uh, the name of the app is Cake, Cake,
Mm-hmm.
Cake.
So,
So it will give us like conversations, and also highlighted the meanings of the conversation, maybe one or two vocabularies from the conversations, and it's written in my in my language. What are the meanings of the vocabularies, and it will repeat for 3 or 4 times, and I need to pronounce it, I need to write it, and I need to, yeah, I need to pronounce and write it in for a few times in that apps.
mm-hmm.
So I try to learn now. Now I started to learn vocabularies every day.
Okay. Remember, vocabulary itself is plural. You don't need to say vocabularies.
No, Vocabulary. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Vocabulary. V and B.
Vocabulary.
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 Very good. Okay. So, on an average, you learn 3 to 4 words. That's really cool and very good. And also, my suggestion would be for you when you learn a word, okay, say you have learned 4 words today. Okay. Mm. When you learn a word, try to find out these things first. What kind of word it is? Like, is it a noun or a verb or adverb? Okay, or adjective. Okay, one.
Okay.
And after
Right.
that, can we make other words from the same verb? Let me give you an example. You'll understand. Beautiful. Do you know what does beautiful mean and what kind of word it is?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Awesome. Great.
Nice looking.
Nice looking.
Attractive.
Attractive. Great. Bravo. Attractive. Okay. What kind of word it is? Which parts of it?
Noun.
Beautiful is not a noun.
Adjective.
Adjective. Right. Very good.
Okay.
So, what is the noun of beautiful?
Mm, maybe beautiful. Beautiful itself is a noun. No. Beautiful building. That one is an adjective, right? Sometimes I get confused between adjective, nouns, adverbs.
Okay.
The nouns are beautiful.
Okay. The reason for explaining when you learn a word, this is the same way you can ask yourself, wait, it is an adjective. Can you make it noun? Is it
Mm,
possible? Then I try to find out from a dictionary if you are confused. Remember that dictionary is the most reliable, authentic source for you to help understand any words. Okay. My suggestion would be if you're under the British English, follow Oxford and Cambridge Dictionary. If you're after the American English, follow Merriam-Webster or Collins. Okay. You'll find both of the words how they pronounce. I'll show you how you can find it. So beautiful is an adjective. You're right, and beauty is the noun.
beauty is a noun. Okay.
Yeah, and also another noun we have got beautician.
Mm, beautician.
Yeah, right. And
Yes.
do you know? Can you make it verb?
Verb.
Verb.
Yeah.
I'm sure you understand what does verb mean.
Yes. Yes. I cannot think about verbs for beautiful now. Beautiful.
Verb is beautify.
Beautify. Beautify. Wow. Wow. Amazing.
Like honesty beautifies our character. Oh,
Yes.
uh, you know, truth is a beauty of our nature. Hard working is the beauty of one's, professionalism, for example. Everyone loves beautiful things around the world, and a thing of beauty is joy forever. John Keats' very famous dialogue or quotation. Then can you make it adverb? One.
Adverb. Beautiful.
Can we make it adverb?
Uh, Not sure. Sir. Adverb to describe about verb. Uh, no. My answer is no. But supposedly can. But I cannot think anyone that can change the beautiful to be an adverb.
All right. In this case, we can make it. Okay.
You can make
I-
it.
I'll I'll explain you from today. You'll be able to understand whether it's an adjective or not. Okay. So I'll define what is adjective. Then possibly we'll go through from there. Remember that the more you practice, the more you'll be able to learn about English language. And practice is the key factor, and you have to motivate yourself sometimes. Though you can say, though it's a bit boring, but don't think it is a boring. You have to enjoy. You have to enjoy the lesson. You have to uh, understand that without developing, there is no way you can be in better situation for speaking,
Yes.
writing, as well as presenting yourself. Okay. Most of the cases, if you add ly after adjective, it becomes adverb. Most of the cases, remember. So it is beautifully. It's adverb.
Beautifully. Oh,
Okay. And also there is. Can you make it gerund? Do you know what is gerund?
a plus ing at the end of the word.
Yes, like beautifying.
Beautifying.
Gerund.
Oh,
Now look, one word beautiful have found beauty, beautifying, beautifully, and we can make another adverb from the gerund. Beautifyingly. You see, another adverb.
I've never used beautifully, beautifying, and beautifyingly.
Okay. All this explanation is coming from about a new word vocabulary. So when you learn a word, always ask yourself, okay, I have learned 4 words. Let me find out. So you have to give a little bit time, and you have to keep a notebook one. Whatever you're learning every day, write the important notes. Then possibly you'll find it is an adjective. If it is an adjective, you can make obviously adverb. Sometimes it is not possible to make verb or noun. Okay, there is another rule. If you can't make it a verb, in that case, we can use make.
Make.
All right.
Can we get all these infos from the from the dictionary, sir?
Sometimes you can't. You need to find out. You need to apply your, you know, good knowledge. Okay, you write it in the dictionary. If there is, dictionary will say it, or in the maybe write on the internet. If it is correct, you'll say yes. This is the meaning. Then you go for there, and also listen to the pronunciation. If you click the button, I'll show you as I was saying. Let me share the Cambridge Dictionary. Let us go with beautiful. I always depend on Cambridge Dictionary, and which is really amazing for me.
Cambridge.
And thank you very much for subscribing to me. Actually, I forgot to ask you, why did you subscribe to me? Why not other
Oh,
teacher?
um, actually, before this, sir, I was recommended by my friends to subscribe you. My friends, she's also from Malaysia, and her name is Wani. He asked me, but that was, I think that was maybe last 5 or 7 months back. I asked my friends,
Mhm.
uh, can you suggest me any good teachers in Hello that can teach about grammar, that can teach about I mean, a good teacher like can teach most focusedly on the grammar, on whatsoever that I need to improve. And she suggested to me that Teacher Rahat is one of the best teacher in Hello, and I've been following you, but actually our time I cannot subscribe to you before because of the our time because of the time difference. So you sometimes you have your live stream where on my own time is around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., so I cannot subscribe any of your lessons. So since when the Hello is introduced to this subscription, bring back the subscription,
Mhm.
and the first teacher that I searched was you, and I see in your profile, wow, it's good that at last I can suit my time with your class. So that's why I subscribe to you. So
Thank you.
before this, I just following your recorded sessions only, your interview session with the teachers, but it's only recorded. So that's why, yeah, no
Thank,
chance to communicate with you.
thank you very much. That's so sweet. Your friend, yeah. One was my subscriber, honestly. Okay.
Wani,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see.
For possibly for a month. Okay.
Mm,
Because many students sometimes come to business subscribe to me for a month or two on a test basis, and if they find that they have double up, then they change and they do go to another teacher. That's fine, as long as you can learn something from a teacher and you can improve and you can implement those things in your daily life. That is the the essence of your learning. That yeah, yeah, learning something and developing yourself. Okay, this one you can see. I'm going to explain few things from this. This is, you can see that Cambridge Dictionary on the left corner. Can you see Cambridge Dictionary?
Cambridge. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's tiny. I'm going to make it a bit larger. Then I'm going to explain. It says, you see, adjective. When you go to any dictionary, it will show the word first, then underneath what kind of parts of page, which is why we need to know parts of page. Do you know what is parts of page? One.
No, part of peace.
Okay, parts of page is basically and briefly, whenever we say anything, we call is the part of a speech. Okay, each word has a name, like noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, and interjunction. These are the 8 different classes of words. Okay, all words fall into this category, and you need to find out. When you're expert in finding out, then it will be easier for you when you read any word to try to find what kind of word it is, and you have to make sentences, at least 2 to 3 sentences, meaningful, logical, sensible. I always use these 3 words because I have seen many of our learners write sentences which is not meaningful, which is not logical, which doesn't make any sense. But as long as you can write with a word which is meaningful, logical, and sensible, then your writing is great, amazing. Okay, one, look at that beautiful adjective. You can see UK, yeah? UK means that's the British IPA. IPA means International Phonetic Alphabet. So in whole world, there is UK IPA and there is US IPA. That's which is why we call it British English and American English. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, just click to this button of this microphone.
Beautiful.
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 This is British, okay? Now let us listen to the American.
Beautiful.
Have you heard this? The T sounds like D.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. We say
Yes.
Beautiful.
beautiful. Ta. Ta.
Beautiful.
British IPA. And American ta is da.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes.
But there is nothing wrong, okay? Remember. And this, can you see these like slash?
Uh, where's the sensor?
You see this slash? Okay. Let me copy and paste so that I can explain to you in my written section. Can you see beautiful? UK, then it's left slash. We call it slash like this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then there are some words. These words are Latin words. We call them phonetic symbols.
Oh.
If you ever understand the phonetic symbols, it will be much easier for you or anyone how the word should be pronounced correctly. All right, you can see B, small b, then like J, that is O sound. J and U is O sound, beautiful. The 2 words sounds creates O sound, beautiful. And also, can you see each letter reversely written?
Yes.
One, this E
Yeah.
sound, this E letter. Can you see it?
Yes.
I've highlighted it. I'm making it red. E, reversely. Okay.
Yes.
If you find a word like it has been broken into 3 parts, it means it is a 3-syllabic word. Syllable is the technique how a word should be broken appropriately for your pronunciation. So it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow, what a beautiful girl. Who doesn't like a beautiful girl? Okay, this is the way you're expressing. Now, next one is one. If you can see, there are 2 dots after this. Can you see 2 dots
Yes. Yes.
after you? If you ever find dots in any words, you need to understand that sound should be a bit longer. Bew, not bew. Bew, bew. Look at the difference. Bew, bew. You have to make the sound a bit longer. Beautiful. And this is we call schwa sound. The schwa sound means this sound should be ignored or it shouldn't be pronounced at all.
I
I'm
see.
just giving a basic pronunciation tips which will be helpful for you to learn any word, okay?
That will be very helpful, sir. This is the first time that I learn about this, how to use that one. Before this, I just don't know what it represents for.
Hi, Nani. Thank you very much for the donation. Okay, so I'm going to give you basic phonetics tips as well as your tips for writing and reading, as well as the making new sentences. Also, how we can learn vocabulary.
Okay.
Okay, and you see, if you ever find this word once again, Wani, we call it schwa sound. Okay, schwa means in English phonetics, it is the sound that is not pronounced at all. So it is not full. You have to ignore the U is not there. The schwa has been replaced in place of U. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Clear? Any other question?
Beautiful.
Remember one, when you are not sure about anything, you are confused, always please do ask me. If you don't ask me, it will be difficult for me to understand that
Yes, yes.
you have understood everything clearly or not.
Sure, sir.
Okay,
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, sir.
so you can see that beautiful is a 3 syllable. Or there are 3 types of syllable: monosyllable, disyllable, and polysyllable. The mono is a Latin word which means one, a word that has got only one, you know, pronunciation style. We call it monosyllable, like uh, go. Okay, come. Disyllable where you have got 2 broken word. Can you please tell us what? Maybe hospital is 3 disyllabic word. Let me find out to give you example so that you understand. I'm writing it. Hang on a moment, please. Hotel. Yes,
Hotel.
hotel. Okay. It is not hotel. It is hotel. What is the impact of the syllable? If you ever know how the word should be broken, then you can stress on that which part. Okay. And in beautiful, we are stressing in view. That's why you can see the dot. Then after it, there is another dot.
Beautiful. Hotel.
Hotel. Let me show you hotel, whether it's a double syllable or not. Okay. Let me go to the Cambridge Dictionary again. You can see the word, right?
Yes. I think it's easier if I can check from my laptop.
Yes, please do so. That will be better.
Yeah.
Hotel.
Looks hotel. Noun.
Hotel.
Hotel. And you can see this O sound is also schwa sound. One. Can you see that? Schwa sound.
Yes. Yeah.
Reversed
No.
E. Now you know which one is schwa sound. Okay. It is schwa sound in British English, but it is not schwa sound in American English. You see, this symbol is not present in American pronunciation.
Oh. Yeah.
That's why always there is difference between the American accent and British accent. You see, in American accent,
Hotel.
hotel,
Hotel.
but we say hotel.
Hotel.
You see, the reason is that O is silent in British accent, whereas O is not silent in American accent.
Hotel.
We are pressing on hotel, but we are not
Hotel.
pressing
Hotel.
hotel. Which hotel are you staying on when you come to London, for example?
Hotel. Hotel. Hotel.
Yeah,
Is
if
it correct, sir?
hotel.
Hotel.
Yes, this is correct.
Oh.
Hotel. Hotel.
So the UK pronunciation is like it seems like they change O to E. Am I right, sir?
Yeah, this U sound is O sound, hotel, and
Okay.
the schwa sound is ignoring because I try to follow the British pronunciation, as I said, which is the fast one.
Okay. Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Great. Always ask me if yeah, something is not clear. Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on quickly because time is an important factor. All
Yeah.
right. So in speaking technique, remember that if you know this type of pronunciation techniques or this type of breaking of the word, it will be helpful for you to pronounce and also in writing. In writing, it will help you writing the spelling correctly. Okay. So your homework would be those words you learn every day. Try to find out what kind of participants they are, and if you can make other participants and make sentences. Okay, your homework number one. Homework number two: read something every day which is interesting for you. So, what kind of book do you like to read?
Mm, maybe I can read newspaper,
That is the
news.
very good choice. Newspaper is the combination of all kinds of vocabulary. Like you can find the news about the politics, crime, murder, accident, then celebrity news, then science like COVID, then football if you're a football fan, or cricket, or maybe racing, maybe gymnastics, then employment news, then international news, then weather, then geography. That's great. So whenever you read a newspaper, if there is a new word, write it also in the similar way and make sentences. You said that you have learned 4 words today. What are the 4 words? Do you remember?
Uh, Today, not for today. Yesterday maybe I learned a few words like VIE, vie,
Is it V or B? Remember, there is a difference V and B.
VIE, competing with each other,
Okay,
VIE,
it's a V.
V,
Remember that the sound is important. If it's a by, I will understand either this or this. But if it's a Vi, then I'll understand this one. Vi, Va.
V,
Yes, Vi.
easy.
Stress on it. If it is V, V for Victor, Vi is the compete.
Mm,
Okay, clear?
okay, yes.
Great. So va is a verb. So how do you make a sentence?
Mm, the kids are vying each other to get their mother's attention. Two kids are vying each other to get their mother's attention.
Actually, I wrote it wrong for you. It should be
VIE.
yes. My apology. It should be vie. Vi. But when you're writing vying, I becomes y. It is like this, right?
Yes.
So buy means compete. In business, in marketing, it is a very common word. Like my product is vying with his company's products. So we have to find out a good strategy how we can sell our products in the market, right?
Yes.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, as I was saying earlier, how you can understand whether it's an adjective or not. I'm sure you have studied basic grammar and more or less you know basic grammar. What is an adjective? First, we need to understand. How do you define adjective? One.
Adjective is some things to describe um, uh, verbs.
Go on.
Adjective is something to describe about verbs. Am I right? Adjective. We are, sorry, to describe about noun.
Mm-hmm. And
Uh, uh, Actually, I'm not focusing on adjective and verbs because, but maybe that is my mistake because I just use it if I think it is right to put there, to put here, and before this I not even know what is the adjective and adverbs until I just learned about this. I think maybe last 2 weeks, and because my friends told me that we have a group of English speaking
mm-hmm.
students, so he explained to me. So adjective is this. Adjective is to define about noun. Adverb is to explain about verbs. So on until that time, I'll know that what is the difference between adjective and adverb. If before this I just use all the words that I know and I put here, I put there, so maybe that is also my mistakes, and the reason why I made a lot of mistake in my grammar.
Don't worry.
If
One
we,
once again, you no one can learn until the person makes a mistake. This is the greatest quotation of Einstein, and that is fact. Mistakes means you're trying to learn something, but somehow the process has gone wrong. So don't worry about the mistakes once again, as long as you can learn from it. If you have learned from a mistake, and I'm sure it will be an amazing for you, you're not going to do the same in the future because you know the correct form, right?
yes,
So don't worry about mistakes once again. Don't worry about the errors when you're speaking or you're writing, as long as it can be amended and we can learn from there. Okay, your friend was correct. Adjective is the word that describes a noun or pronoun. It's quantity, quality. Okay, and also how a noun and pronoun does things. Okay, and also sometimes it says modifies. So what does the word modify mean? Modify means the word that explains. Let me give you an example. Like, I am happy. Okay, it's like you are serious about learning. Now you can see that in the first sentence, happy is the word that is explaining about me, about I. Oh, my situation. I'm happy today. It means I'm not sad. Okay. And second sentence, you are serious about learning. That when it is also explaining the word serious about your state. So remember that adjectives are those words that always explains a noun or pronounce, quality, quantity, and modify. Okay, modifying words we call it. And a greatest rule for adjective is that before adjective you'll find always a verb. You can say that am is a verb. Okay, one. Uh,
okay,
I'm making it red color. And before serious, are is a verb. Hang on a moment.
okay, sir.
Okay. And where is it gone? Now remember, if you find any verb before a word, you must understand it's an adjective. The verb could be also other verbs like make or get or be verb. You know be verb?
Mm,
We call be verb or this verb. Am,
oh, am
is,
is are.
are, were,
Okay,
be.
okay.
These are the main be verbs. Okay. Now, if somebody says, "Hey, one, what makes you happy?" You see, remember said to you, if you want to make an adjective to work as a verb, we have to use another verb, like make is a verb. What makes you happy? One,
Um, Listening to a song can make me happy.
l-
Can
l-
makes me happy.
listening to a song can make you happy. If you use can, After that, it should be the root form of the verb. We don't need to SES. Listening to a song can make me happy, or listening to a
Can make
song
me happy.
makes me happy if you use without can.
Oh, okay. So if you use, if we put can without, so we don't have to put s at the verbs.
Yes, if you use modal
Okay.
verb, so can is a
Hmm.
modal verb like can, could, will, would, should.
Can make me happy. Okay.
After that, if you have to use another verb, you don't need to use preposition, you don't need to use as or yes.
I see. Okay.
Okay, now it it is all related, grammar is related one rule to another. So remember that if you find a verb before a word, that verb must be an adjective. Okay, uh, we use very often. Oh, uh, uh, you see, like you get cold. Is there any adjective in this sentence? One.
Mm, you get cold. No.
You get cold if you go outside. It's an incomplete sentence though.
Yes.
If you go outside now,
You get cold if you go outside now.
you get cold if you go outside now. So, is there any adjective in this sentence? Just to find out whether you have understood my explanation or not.
Okay. Adjective is explaining about noun. Yes,
Noun and
cold. Cold is an
noun
adjective.
or pronoun, both. It could be either.
Cold,
Cold, and you can see that there is a verb before cold. Get.
get. You get cold.
You see, get is a verb. Remember
Get is
that
verb.
you're right. Get cold is an adjective, and there is a verb before it. So this is the one of the
Hmm.
easiest ways to understand whether it's an adjective or not. You're now confirmed because get is a verb. So cold is definitely 100% is an adjective.
I see. So after the verb, it must be adjective.
Yes. Or on the
Okay.
other way, be- adjective is always followed by a verb.
Okay. That's my problem, sir, because before this, I don't know what category they are. What is noun? What is pronouns? What is adjective, adverb? I just use them without knowing in which category they are. So until my friends told me that if you know them, it will be easier for you to make your sentence.
Right.
Uh,
So let me briefly tell you once again, the parts of speech. There are eight, basically noun, name of anything, pronoun, the words that are used in place of noun like you, he, it, they, and then verb. Verb is a word, action word. It could be summed up with human state. Like there are many verbs that doesn't do any action, but still they're verb. Like see, look, feel. These are we call stative verbs. Then adverb is the word that explains how a noun and pronoun does the things. Let me give you example so that you'll be uh, understanding in better way. Say I am going to school quickly. Okay, so here I is the pronoun. All right, one am is the verb
okay.
and go is another verb, but here main verb is go. We call it principal verb because even if you take am, we can make sentence like I go to school.
I
So
see. Okay.
verb that helps another verbs to make a sentence complete, we call them helping verb or auxiliary verb. And to is the preposition which is explaining in which direction I'm going. School is the noun. Where I'm going, school is a noun. And quickly is the adverb. You see, most of the cases we use uh, li to make it adjective adverb. So quick is adjective, whereas quickly is adverb. So that means how it is explaining how I'm going to school quickly, very fast.
Mm, okay.
There are some words, even it doesn't take any form, but it is still we call it adverb. Like fast, common mistake. Fast is adjective and adverb, depending on your use.
Okay.
Both adjective and verb.
Do we have fastly, sir? Fastly?
No, there is no such a
No.
word, fastly.
No, no,
This is one
fasting.
of the common mistakes. That's why I have given you the example. This is one of the
Yes.
common mistakes of our learners. They think that is a word fastly. I should go fastly. No, wrong. There is no such a word fastly. Fast
I see.
itself is adverb and adjective both. Like he's fast. Oh, you should do your work fast.
Okay.
Also, when you use fast as a verb, it has got different, like fasting. In Ramadan, we do fasting, right?
Yes. Yes.
And preposition, as I said, conjunction are those words that is joins from one word to another, like and, or, okay, however, etc. And interjection are those words. Basically, these are no words; these are just expression of your happiness, sorrow, like "ow," it's painful, "hurrah." It's like a word. We have won the we have won the game. Okay, so I'm giving the definition briefly. We can continue 10 minutes more. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Remember that one, whatever you have learned today, practice it by yourself a little bit more. And our next class will be next Saturday. Yes.
You
Mhm.
you are freezing just now.
Yeah,
I'm not
my
sure whether.
net-
Ah.
network is troubleshooting.
Okay.
But I was saying, what I was saying that you read 2 to 3 words every day, make sentences. If you're not sure, you can always send me those sentences in the chat group so that I. Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Number two, choose a topic. I forgot to ask you, would you like to introduce yourself? When people ask this, do not mention the age. When you're introducing yourself, you must mention your name, your location, your profession. You don't need to mention your age, whether you're married or single. These are not important. How much you get your salary, not important. Okay, what's your religious belief or political belief, not important. Do not mention this when you're introducing yourself. Like, hey everyone, I'm Juan, I'm from Malaysia, for example, an engineer. I work for the American company for the last 5 years. And you can say, I like listening to music, I like watching movies. During my leisure time, I go to watch football, for example. And, I'm a family oriented person, so I believe that I should give more time for my family rather than friends. This is one of the ways you can introduce yourself. You don't need to tell I'm this much of years, like I'm 25 years, I'm married. No, nobody bothers how old you are. And also in Western countries, it is a culture not to ask your age, marital status, political belief. Yeah, they think these are not important. Rather than you can tell your likings, dislikings. Okay,
Okay. Got it, sir. I learned a lot.
okay. So that will be
Yes.
really amazing for you to explain like this. Remember that it is an important matter when you're describing yourself to anyone. You are marketing yourself. You know, in the marketing wise, we say that you're selling yourself so that people know about your quality. And always, as a marketer, remember that you have to show the best features of your product. That means
Yes.
you must tell all the good things, even though we know that we have good or bad things inside us. And number two, your homework would be choose a topic, easy topic. You have got the mobile phone or the recording device in your laptop or tablet, like my family. Then you start speaking. Hello, everyone. I'm going to, yeah, just recording yourself, talk about my family. And family is very important. People say like this, there are different kinds of family. My family is a joint family or a nuclear family or an extended family. Do you know the difference of this? Nuclear family, joint family, extended family?
No.
Or joint family
Uh,
when everyone lives together, like brothers, uncle, aunt, grandfather. Extended family with their children, with their grandchildren all together. And nuclear family is only one, like you, your parents, your brother, sister. No other people live with you. Okay.
I see. Okay.
Then you can say, I've got three brothers, two sisters. Then you can describe about your brother, what they do, your sister, what they do. Obviously, you must describe yourself first before you describe others. Then you can also describe what your father does, maybe retired, or mother, maybe housework, or housewife, or whatever. You see, remember that when you're trying to speak, you have to extend some time, you know, to speak more. How we can do that? When you're explaining something, go back to the point. Like last night, I had a spoken English class. I asked a daily routine. One of my students got stuck. Uh, the teacher, I went to the kitchen, I made the coffee. I said to him, you can make a more extension. Like I went to the kitchen, I found that there was no coffee. So I had to go to the shop, buy the coffee, and came back. And after that, I made the coffee for me. Though I like black coffee, but this time I thought to make a milk coffee. So I added milk, I added sugar, and the coffee tastes nice. You see, that means you're going back to the coffee again and you're explaining bit by bit. Remember
Yes.
this is one of the techniques when you're having conversation. If you like to prolong the time, you must remember that you have to go back to the previous topic and explain a little bit more. Okay,
Okay.
it is important for you because I believe that very often you're in a meeting with other people, your clients. So if you are not sure about anything, just go back to this topic and analyze. Okay, so vocabulary, your listening and recording practice, and reading. These three things are always important. And if you have any more questions about grammar, we'll discuss on the upcoming classes. As well as you can always message me. As I said, you're always welcome to message me, but sometimes if I'm busy, I'll not be able to message you back straight away. When I'll be free, obviously I check all my messages, I respond all of my learners. You have to believe.
Great.
One, remember, always be positive. Don't say, oh, I don't know, I'm confused, I'm making mistake. Don't bring any negative thoughts. Rule number one. Okay. Rule number
Okay.
two, believe in yourself that you can be doing better. Yesterday I made mistake, that's gone. I've learned from my mistake. Yeah, I'm going to be better. I'll be doing better today. Number two.
Yes.
Number three, practice is the key factor for anything and everything in the world. If you see a footballer or a cricketer, how many hours they practice, do you know? Diego Maradona, who passed away. Or who is your favorite footballer? One.
Um, I'm not a fan of football,
So what
but I
kind of
know, but I know in football maybe now like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo? Do you know how many hours he
Yeah,
practices in a day? Any idea?
uh,
16 to
I
18 hours.
16 to 18 hours. Wow.
Look, now if you practice at least an hour English every day, what would happen?
Yes, yes. That's why people always says that practice makes perfect, and
Exactly.
especially in the language like sir.
Exactly. The practice makes everyone perfect. Practice gives you confidence rather than, perfection comes slowly. Remember that it's a step. Like when you are trying to achieve something, it doesn't go straight into the success. To become successful, you must follow some steps. So in order to be good speaker in English, remember that you need to practice these things: vocabulary, making sentences, and also speak clearly, loudly. Don't worry about the grammar or accent at the beginning. Your fluency is fine, as I said, amazing. So I will suggest you, read some whatever is interesting for you, some books or paragraphs or online blogs or whatever you like. Then write sentence with the new words, and sometimes record your voice. As I said, choose a topic like my family. Then you can choose another day, my country, or the problem of my city. Okay, every week at least do 2 to 3 recordings. Then you listen to it. When you listen, you'll be able to understand, oh my god, I have made mistakes. Then you can amend it. I can re-record. You re-record until you are happy, and you can obviously send to me, which many students do that. Then I can check and I can give you the feedback. Oh, these are the parts you need to develop. Okay.
Okay.
Clear? Any other
Sounds
questions
interesting.
before we finish our today's lesson?
I think that's all, sir. I will rewatch our recorded sessions because I think I learned a lot and I need to recall back what we have learned in the
That's
class.
very good. You rewatch it and you can move forward and you listen to
Yes.
yourself. So it is called self-development. When you understand that you're making mistakes and you're learning from your mistakes, you can move forward. Don't worry about the mistakes once again. Mistakes are a part of learning. Mistakes are our motivation as long as we can learn from it. Mistakes are important for our growth as long
Yes.
as
Yes.
it is helpful for you. Okay, one.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
pleased to meet you, honestly, and it's really a pleasure to get you. So our next lesson would be next week, Saturday morning, right?
Yes.
6:30.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate these sessions, and I'm being motivated a lot by you today. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You take care and remember, always communicate with me if you have any problem. I'm always there to help
Sure.
and support you.
Sure. Thank you so much.
You take care. I'll see you
Salam.
later.
Okay. Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.